Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the August 24th Lebanon Board of Works meeting. Our first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
Mayor Gentry.
Here.
Becky McClure.
Present.
Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson is absent and excused this evening. Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, move on to the approval of the minutes. No minutes. We'll take those up at our next meeting. Department head reports. First up will be Police Department Chief Morgan.
Good evening, board members. Since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 992 calls for service. A total of 26 people were arrested for the following crimes: 7 for operating while intoxicated, 5 were wanted on warrants, 2 for driving while suspended, 2 for domestic battery, 2 for possession of marijuana, 1 for possession of meth, 1 for unlawful possession of a syringe, 1 for disorderly conduct, 1 for intimidation, 1 for criminal trespassing, 1 for leaving the scene of an accident, 1 for neglect of a dependent, and 1 for sexual misconduct with a minor. In that same time frame, LPD took 47 crash reports and sent 1 handgun permit off to the state for final approval. For training, August 10th through the 13th, Sergeant Brad Bailey attended the CIT conference, which focused on current crisis intervention strategies, research, and best practices. August 11th, LPD officers completed in-service firearms training at LPD's range. Then on August 24th, officers Gage Pettigo and Jackson Bland, they're currently attending a search and seizure course at the Brownsburg Training Facility. The course focuses on case law and helping officers better understand the legal requirements surrounding searches and seizures. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the board?
No.
From the public? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next up will be Fire Department Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has responded to 172 emergency calls for service, logged 325 training hours, completed 95 commercial inspections, contributed to 3 TAC meetings, instructed 1 CPR class, and participated in 1 public education event. Station 213 update, we're still shooting for the first week of October. Currently, they're completing the epoxy, curbs and concrete, and interior finishes. Hiring process update. The first board interviews are complete. We moved 62 candidates on to that first board interview, and that was on 8/21 and 8/22. We're moving the top 30 on, and they will be offered a second board interview. Fire Academy update. The Northside Fire Academy, Mike Barnett, Josh Westfall, and Garrett Morton are in their final phase of the Northside Fire Academy. They will spend the next 2 weeks honing their skills, doing constant live fire training. The Academy 24-hour simulated shift is scheduled for September 8th, and graduation is scheduled for September 10th. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief Batts from the board? No. From the public? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, next will be Parks and Recreation, John Messenger.
Good evening. The Big 4 Trail is closed from Patterson Street to Sam Ralston. It's closed this morning due to utility work. That work will take place for approximately 5 to 6 weeks. A new parking lot at Sam Ralston and a portion of the Big 4 Trail going north from Ralston will be paved after the work is completed. We had several trees come down in the storms that we had. I think there were 16 also at the Big 4 Trail all along there. There's still standing water in all the parks. We're planning to address some of our drainage issues this fall. Programs and events. Seashore Water Park is now officially closed for the season. Had a great year and hope all of our staff have a great school year. We will start our hiring for the 2027 season in January. The splash pad will remain open at Abner Longley until the weather doesn't allow us to keep it open. Lebanon Arts Council hosted a chalk walk this past Friday in Memorial Park. The weather held out, and it was a rain-out date that they had to come back. Beautiful weather, and it was great for a first-year event. We had a great time hosting our annual Daddy-Daughter Dance this past Saturday. Special thank you goes out to Andrea Vaughn Music, Brush and Breeze, Balloon Decor by Gabby, and Taylor Moss. She was Princess Peach. She was awesome, just to tell you. Girls loved it. Brother and Sister Czech Summer Slam took place this past Saturday, August 22nd, in Memorial Park. They had a great turnout for their community outreach event. This event has grown every year. Had to move it from the stage due to all the water, so we moved it over to the parking lot. Worked out great, and I think there were several hundred out there for that on Saturday. Lebanon Middle School hosted their annual cross-country event at Abner Longley this past Saturday. Everybody loved the grounds. All the teams had a real nice turnout. We'll be hosting a Labor Day pickleball tournament. It'll take place on Friday, September 4th, starting at 5 p.m. Be sure to register online, LebanonParks.org, or by giving our office a call. And it is a co-ed doubles tournament. That's all I have.
Thank you, John. Any questions for John from the board? From the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next up will be Engineering Department, Kevin Krulik.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Project updates around the city. Chadwick, just a quick update there. Late July, we got a request from IDEM for some additional wetland delineation data points. So that was filed in late July. We are waiting to hear back from them. As of last week, the permit status was still locked down, which means it's still under review. We'll follow up this week to see what the status is, since it's been roughly a month since we submitted their last data request. Grant Street, lots of work going on over there, a little bit of a slowdown with the rain, but things are progressing. The storm sewer trunk line from the site is basically being built in two phases. You've got from South Street down to 32, and then South Street north to Washington Street. So on the South Street portion, the phase one, as we call it internally, the storm sewer trunk lines are now complete. All the water mains and water services are complete. Water services haven't been hooked up yet. We're just waiting on coordination of those cutovers with Lebanon Utilities. Sanitary sewer work throughout the entire project should be wrapping up in the next 2 weeks. There's only about 200 foot left to go. It will not take 2 weeks, but that's sort of filler work for them. They're already working to cut everything to grade, as they will begin chemical stabilization south of South Street, probably the week of Labor Day or the week after, just depend on what weather allows us there. All construction right now, we're a little nervous because of the quarry shutdown in Carmel due to the flood. Some of our jobs, we're getting material there, so we don't quite know what that means for us. So it's just something we're watching right now, and particularly that is the stone supplier for Grant Street. So we'll see what happens there. We've not heard anything official, but just putting that out there so that people hear that. Other projects, Elm Swamp Road up from Anderson Lane up to 300 North. There's a proposal for consideration this evening. Fordyce Street, we've completed all the spraying and weed killing last week. Topsoil placement will probably start next week, and this is all in preparation to start reseeding in about 3 weeks as we start hitting into the cooler temperatures of fall. On Witt Road, still just in full-blown utility relocation mode. We've been doing some staking for our friends at Centerpoint so they can do their relocations as needed. That's primarily the main focus at this time. Noble Street, we're a little bit behind we're a little bit further behind on the utility coordination than where we are at Witt Road. So we're just beginning that process of coordinating all the work plans for relocation of utilities. to get ready for 2029 letting and 2030 construction. We're also looking at options to possibly improve the safety of the intersection at Noble Street and 32, so more to come there. We're working with our friends at NDOT on that one. Jumping over to park projects, the Old Street Garage, the West Side Park. Happy to report, last time I think we were about $1 million over budget, and right now as we have finalized, schematic design budgets, we are now down to $10,149,000. So right within a reachable target as we continue to work through additional final designs and final value engineering items. I have no worries that we won't get that last $149,000 off and get that under the $10 million goal. Last week was exciting. They had a workshop in this room. It was sort of a public workshop focused on the skate park design. So I think there were about 15 people that showed up, all from Boone County, from middle-aged guys down to teenagers wanting to get more information and provide some input into the skate park. So a lot of good information was shared. And I just want to thank our friends at Envoy and the team at Hunger Skate Parks for putting that together. It was a very productive conversation. Admiral Langley Park perimeter path, the asphalt is now 100% complete. We've got some touch-up items like bollards and backfilling, seeding, just general cleanup, but the path is all now in and complete and up to final asphalt grade. With that, a couple more things here. Police department updates, new headquarters. We're approaching schematic design budgets. Everything is on track to keep us within that not to exceed amount of $35 million on the construction end of things. Hopefully we'll have more to share with the public in the coming weeks. A couple DPW projects. We have the regional conveyance system, the sewer underneath 39 and CSX bid opening later this evening. And we're working near completion on the 100 South and 400 East roundabout. So utility construction on that is all complete. Essentially, we're all the way up to asphalt base and intermediate levels. All the curbs are in place other than the tie-ins at inlets. Lighting, conduits, lighting bases are all installed at this point. They're pouring driveways and finishing off those small pieces of concrete around the inlets, and then they just have the asphalt surfacing. So all is on track there to wrap that up here in the coming weeks. LEAP district improvements. Just want to let everyone know we are looking at, or the state is looking at bidding the County Road 300 North reconstruction in the next 2 weeks. Well, I'm sorry, we're looking at finalizing plans in the next 2 weeks for bidding in September, and we'll keep you posted on that. They plan to start construction this fall as the weather allows. And then County Road 200 West is still ongoing, primarily earthwork at this point, moving excess dirt in from the Eli Lilly active pharmaceutical ingredient site on the north down to that location. That's all I have.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin from the board?
Yes, Kevin, last spring or summer, we authorized the closure of 250 to do some work at Home National Bank.
Yes.
Which closure never occurred.
Correct.
Now there are signs up that suggest that closure is imminent. Do you have any information for people who live in the area as to when the closure will occur and the length of time anticipated for that closure?
Yeah, we noticed those signs late last week as well. They just went up. They say 8/19, even though they didn't go up till after 8/19.
Correct.
They were permitted to close the road, but it was permitted months ago. We've reached out to the contractor to get an update on the schedule. So our administrative assistants were helping me make those calls today. I don't have a schedule at this time. As soon as we know one, we'll put that out through our public safety channels, through DPW, as well as make a Facebook post about that as well. But as of right now, I know the signs went up. Don't know when they're actually planning to close it. It's a limited closure, but it is at least a day or not, if not two, to make that water main connection.
Thank you.
Won't they need our approval, though, to do the closure?
We did a closure approval
A
months
certain
ago.
date?
But it was for certain-
dates last
certain
spring?
But it was
Yeah.
for certain dates.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And so now, now we have not approved closure now.
Right, yeah.
Exceeded that, yes.
Yeah, we're way beyond the period that we,
Yeah, because this was supposed to be in May, yeah. I guess I'm just worried if they're trying to do the next 2 weeks, we may need to talk about tonight.
because
If,
I know the homeowners associations out there would like to publish something to the
yeah,
people who live
Absolutely.
there
We
as
would
to when
too.
it's going to close, if we can find that out.
yeah.
But
We're
yeah,
we're
we
trying
have- I
to.
don't
As soon
think
as we
we've
have a date, we'll get back to you. We can also push them to say it can't happen until you get back and forth in front of Board of Works on the, I'm sorry, I don't know the date off my head when the next
it
Board of Works
won't be
meeting is.
until the
September
14th.
14th.
Yeah, so it's quite a ways,
Yeah.
so.
In the past, I think the board has allowed us some leniency, some administrative privilege to work with people when it's days in schedule changes, but this is months.
This is months since we approved it.
Okay.
In fact, at one point in that process, early in the summer, called to check on what was going on, and they said, we don't think we need it anymore. So now they're back to needing it, so.
Maybe bring up during new business. Go, yes, sir.
Just on down the road west, I can't remember with all of the activity we've had, but the railroad crossing there, just, on 250 west, that crossing, it needs some attention. It is absolutely terrible condition as far as the road going over the railroad track. I don't know, is there something already we've talked about or something going on with that?
I have talked to CSX on numerous occasions about that. They basically have said they don't know when that will be on their schedule. It was on the schedule probably, Mary, you may remember, 5 years ago-ish, but they wanted to close multiple intersections across the whole county, and the county did not give them that permit, so they skipped our county. Now, they came back 2 years ago and did some of them, but for some reason that one was left off the list. We lobbied them to do that work when they were in town doing the crossing improvements at 375 and 450. And again, they said it'll have to be another time. It's a different level of construction crew that does what's needed there. We are actively working on, our friends with the IEDC and their consultants are actively working on permitting crossing upgrades at 300 North with that construction project that they plan to bid next month. So again, we've made that call while we're here. Can you please upgrade the 250 North intersection? I don't have any input from them on whether or not they'll be willing to do that at that time.
That, with everything that's going on, 250 catches a lot of traffic.
Yes.
I've heard complaints about that, but I understand it takes forever, it seems like.
Continue to push CSX for that, but
Okay.
CSX can only be pushed so much by us
And by
measly
pushed, you mean
local city engineers.
Not at all, so. Yeah. Any other questions for Kevin from the board?
No.
From the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next will be Planning Department, Ben Bottrager.
Evening, Board. Over the last couple weeks, since the last Board of Works meeting, Planning Department on the building side of operations completed 105 building inspections. So again, still seeing about 10 inspections a day. And 63 permits were issued. And of those 63 permits, 26 were new single-family permits. So we had both Auburn Meadows and Liberty Village get their plats recorded, and they flooded us with some of their backlog of sites that were ready to start construction. So we are working on issuing 26 single-family permits here. And I think I just saw maybe like 8 of them just came in last Friday. So they kind of came in big bunches. So a lot of activity happening there on the residential side for sure. On the commercial side, I think we just got the fit out permits for regions 1 and 2 in Meta. So a couple of, I think it's like 5 big permits there on the buildings from region 1 and 2. So still seeing a lot of activity progressing there on the commercial industrial side as well. On code enforcement side, again, still seeing a very active summer. Investigative activities, 137 unique different activities over the last couple of weeks. So still seeing a lot of inspections and re-inspections, complaints referred to other departments, et cetera. So a lot of activity there. And then new cases, again, still very strong activity, 80 new cases over the last couple of weeks. Still seeing the big ones, trash and debris, parking violations, and grass and weeds. So unfortunately, since we've had so much rain this late summer, it's meant that we've got another round of issues that we're having to deal with on that. So those are ongoing. So just again, a reminder for everybody watching, if you have any issues or concerns, you can always contact our office of code enforcement, or using the iWork system online is the best way, and you can get to that from our website. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Ben. Any questions for Ben from the board? From the public? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, next up will be Public Works Department, Alex Smith.
Good evening. So we'll start with our street update. We installed 8 new no parking signs. We picked up 100 cubic yards of road debris with our sweeper, roughly 100,000 pounds of brush over the last couple of weeks. And then we had 2 full trees fall and 6 pretty good sized limbs that we removed out of the roadway. With our stormwater update, we had 2.5 cubic yards of debris removed from storm drains. They replaced 1 structure at 525 East Main Street. We did 4 SWIP inspections, 573 locates. We have 16 active sites, and then we had 16 right-of-way inspections. And then just some department news, our final brush pickup will be September 8th through the 11th. That is the week of Labor Day, so we're gonna operate a day behind, and we'll still pick up on Friday, and then if we need to, we'll pick up that following Monday. And then leaf pickup will be similar to years before. It'll be the 3rd week of October. And then we'll go until, I think, as long as weather will permit, usually. So that's it.
Thank you, Alex. Any questions for Alex from the board? From the public? All right, nice job on your first time doing that, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, and then no Joe tonight, so we'll get a report at our next meeting. That concludes department reports. Move on to old business. Do we want to address the 250 North closure in old business? Do we want to amend that to give them approval to close it with 48 hours notice to the city, something like that?
Take some action, somehow.
That's what I was thinking. I just don't want, I mean, it's not going to meet until September 14th. They probably need some type of approval.
I think that's appropriate. If you would give them the same window of closure, but require 48 hours of notice.
Yeah.
We can work with that.
So I guess a motion to approve the road closure for 250 North with 48 hours notice to the city prior to, I guess, from August 25th to September 13th, within that window?
Yep. If
fair?
it's going to be after that window, we'll have them come back and explain
Right,
it.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Is it a motion? Just so moved. So moved. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That's approved. And that way they can kind of get in there, do their business, and then hopefully get it all back open again. Okay, and then of course we'll push that out to the public once we get notice from them. All right, on to new business, actually, anything from old business from the board? Okay, new business then. First item up here is a street closure request for the Hoosier Hobby House. Chuck, are you in the audience? Yeah. Come on out, sir.
So we had a street closure request for a trade night event for kids and family. It's going to be the 19th of September, so 6 to 9 p.m. Our shop's usually open 12 to 5 on that day, so we're going to extend it obviously 12 to 9. We have a card show in Lebanon at the fairgrounds the next day, so 10 to 4. So we have some vendors I think that will be in town, so that's why we came up with that date to have it closed down. It's just closed from where the stop sign is to where the church alley is where we'd want it to be closed. To have
Just right in front of your shop?
Yeah. So that way you have tables set up for the kids to sit down and do trades, and then we'll have pizza handed out by Greeks as well, so.
Cool.
Yep.
Do you need, is the event from 6 to 9? So do you need like 5:30
I
maybe to
would
give you a little bit
say
of a buffer?
Maybe start at 5 to, when people start rolling in, since we'll still be open.
5 to 9:30, that work? That
Yep.
gives you a clean up
That's-
time at the end?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay. Any other questions for Chuck? Okay. So entertain a motion then to approve a street closure on on East Main Street from Meridian to the alley on Main Street from 5 to 9:30 PM on September 19th.
Make a motion to approve as requested.
Motion approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All fair side?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that's approved. Anything, if people wanted to participate in that, anything they should know?
Yeah, so it's going to be, we're going to have tables set up, and it's going to be split up between sports cards and TCG, which is Pokemon, the game type of cards, Magic. And we're trying to collide the communities to come together so they can do trades. The shop will be open. They can come in and get any type of trading cards they want with the supplies that we carry. And then I think we're going to set up some cornhole boards too, and then we're going to have multiple giveaways for the kids and the families that come, that will have raffle tickets. This time we're going to give them away instead of our grand opening. We kind of did that and nobody claimed them. So this time we're going to make them write their phone number down. So it's going to be a fun event. We plan on doing at least 2 to 3 a year when the card shows come into town and get the communities together and start growing it.
Great.
Yep.
Do they register or anything, or just show up?
I'm sorry.
Do they need to register?
Oh,
or
just show up.
Just show up.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And then KeyBank is sponsoring it. They wanted to pay for the food, so I decided to use Greeks. I feel like it'd be easy, so they'll have their free pizza and breadsticks. So.
Awesome. Very good. All right, September 19th on the square. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, next up will be bid opening for the Price Legal Drain reconstruction. Kevin?
We have one update came in on text while we were talking about old business, so if I can just step back for 1 second.
Sure.
They have notified our DPW office that they are planning to close it on Monday and Tuesday next week.
Okay.
So
In Tuesday.
they have been directed to fix the signs, put the right date on the signs, and so hopefully that'll be taken care of here in the next 24 hours or so.
So August 31st and September 1st.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. All right, week notice, that's good. All right, go ahead, Kevin.
Okay. Sorry, let me get the connection here established so we can get into our bid opening. Okay. So bid opening for the Price Legal Drain reconstruction. If I can share the screen here, or what it's referred to on our bidding software is the sanitary ditch CSX crossing. So you can see the platform here for online bidding. It's been a little bit since we've done an online bid, but this is the process we've been using for a couple of years now. And at this point, you can see that we received one bid. We had a lot of interest in this, so we're a little surprised we only got one. So we'll go into the bid review and acceptance. We received one bid from Atlas Excavating, and they did, prior to 3 p.m., which was the deadline, so at 2:25, they uploaded, it looks like all the required documentations, the NDOT certifications, the proposal form, bid bonds, Form 96, and the non-collusion affidavit. So it appears that that all is in order there. And don't need to go in and see all these. So let's see, we will. Change that from under review to accepted. We will save that, and then we will display the bids. So seeing them for the first time here. So we, again, have one bid from Atlas Excavating, and it is for $1,653,014. So again, that's one bid from Atlas Excavating for $1,653,014.00. So at this point, we only have one bidder, so we can safely assume that is the apparent low bidder, but we will evaluate these documents, make sure that they met all the pre-qualification requirements, and come back to you on, at your next meeting with a record.
Kevin, do you know what that was compared to engineer's estimate?
We had an engineer's estimate at just like $1,002,000.
A little higher.
A little higher than what we expected. But, yep, we'll evaluate that and see what we can come up with and see what's left in the appropriation that the RDC gave us for this. And
Sir? All right, don't go anywhere, I guess. Kevin, next up will be consultant contract for Elm Swamp Road design. Kevin?
Thank you. I mentioned this in my report. So we put out an RFP for Elm Swamp Road designs, and previously we had came before you with a recommendation to select VS Engineering, and so that contract has now been put together and distributed to this body as the contracting authority for the city of Lebanon. So at this point, we are asking for your permission to execute this contract, subject to legal review, and authorizing the mayor to execute the contract. And it is just, it was, sorry, why is odd. That is it's $6,000. We had $3,000 allocated for expenses on this year, and then this has also been that was put into the proposed budget for '27 to cover the remainder of the costs. So if we would execute this contract, it would be not to exceed in this calendar year of $300,000 as well.
How much through what?
$300,000 even. But the total contract is just over $605,000. And that is an all-inclusive contract that includes everything from surveying, geotech work, engineering, pavement design, utility coordination, right-of-way buying, right-of-way engineering and execution. So it is a full boat of services, everything from starting a new project to completion of the project with the exception of inspections.
And I do want to highlight, this kind of started initially as a trail connection project. We wanted to figure out a way to get a trail up to Auburn Meadows and those new neighborhoods kind of up on that northeast side of town. But then as we got into it, essentially because of the ditches and some of the situations like that, we really said, hey, we probably need to have a full redesign, reconstruction of this project in order to do it properly. So it essentially is from Anderson Lane all the way up to 300 North.
Yep, and including the intersections.
And including the intersections. So it's a full reconstruction is the plan for the design. So we don't necessarily have plans to start the construction next year, but we at least want to get the design going and have it ready to when we feel like we can take that project on. So that's kind of the backstory of this project. So any questions for Kevin on that one? Yes, sir.
I have a comment or a question. When you set out the material, you had a Exhibit A1, which was a schematic of showing the Elm Swamp going up there. And there is a note here, it says realign Elm Swamp Road to avoid the entrance at Trillium Court or Street.
Yes.
We're not closing that intersection, I hope.
What we were trying to do here, and sorry, for some reason my original file was corrupted. It took me a minute to go back and get back to the file here. I actually was hoping to show you that exhibit. If we could share the screen here.
They're just moving the road over.
Exactly, and you can kind of see that in that exhibit. If you look real close, you can see how we're pulling the center line away, and that is just to avoid a lot of right-of-way buying there in association with the homeowners association, their entry monuments, their sidewalks, really trying to be as soft as we can to that neighborhood as we come by and move that road a little bit west to make those things easier there.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's what I hoped and what you meant, but it's like when you said avoid the entrance, it was like, well, Wait a minute.
We are not closing the Trillium
right.
entrance or intersection,
good.
but we are also not going to make any adverse impacts to the Auburn Meadows neighborhood. We want to do everything outboard of their existing right-of-way dedications, which are basically at the board rail fence that runs along the backside of the sidewalk. So it will be our intention that would all remain in place. Their entry monuments will remain in place. This would shift west, primarily onto property owned by Witham Hospital to the west. So there may be some shifts, a couple of places along this alignment because of trying to minimize right-of-way buying and working with Witham and working with the school on the east side. Really, there's Witham, there's the school, there's the Lutheran church. Those are the only real 3 parcels with some slight meandering of the road corridor that we would have to negotiate buying with. So we think that can save us money in the long term too. And the $605,000 includes monies not to exceed and for those right-of-way purchases that we may or may not have to have.
And this would be going from a kind of the county road cross-section, ditches, no curb and gutter to
This would
to
be
a full
curb and gutter, sidewalks and paths. I would say similar to like the Fordyce Road project this would be a similar cross-section to that.
Any questions on that?
So you got no intersection improvements for Elm Swamp and Anderson Lane at this time?
Anderson, yeah, there'd be very minimal improvements at Anderson Lane. We'd probably clean up some of the sidewalk connections there, but we wouldn't realign the intersection.
Any other questions, concerns? Okay, entertain a motion to approve that design contract with VS Engineering, pending final legal review and authorizing the mayor to sign on the board's behalf.
Make a motion, we approve the consulting contract for Elm Swamp Road redesign for VS Engineering as presented.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you, Kevin. All right, and finally here, regulated drain vacation petition for the Neelis drain.
It's also me. So the Neelis drain is a small drain that crosses the Big Four Trail, kind of northeast to where the Meta site is. So it's already been vacated to the south of the Big Four across the IEDC property, or relocated and vacated is the better word. And they want to continue that work to the northeast, but this crosses the Big Four Trail, which we own. So the IEDC has asked that we be a party to that vacation petition with them so that they can complete that relocation and vacation.
So are we petitioning the county surveyor to vacate that, or?
We are petitioning the county drainage board.
County drainage board, okay.
And the surveyor is their administrative
Okay.
professional.
Okay. Should we also petition them to rename sanitary ditch while we're at it as well? Sorry, inside joke.
question.
I've been dealing with that for a long time, so.
Yeah.
Any questions on that? Essentially, we're essentially joining the IEDC in their petition to have the drain vacated.
Because
correct?
there is a small piece of this that crosses under the Big Four Trail that is not needed, doesn't really drain anything, and it will all be replaced with other more modern storm sewer systems.
Any questions on that? Okay. With that, entertain a motion to approve the vacation, to join the vacation petition concerning the Neelis drain.
Approved that we join the vacation petition.
Motion
Second.
approved, and a second.
Second.
All those in favor say, a second from Bill. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Kevin. All right, that concludes what I have for new business. Anything from the board? Okay, move on to claims. Entertain a motion concerning the claims.
Make a motion, we approve the claims.
Motion to approve the claims from Bill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Oh, yes, sir. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I apologize for my tardiness today. I thought the proceedings.
Related to what, sir?
I wanted to ask a question regarding.
Sure, if you want to. Come on up.
Well, I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're fine. It's all right.
My First question is, well, let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Greg Allen. I lived out in Auburn Meadows. I appreciate the gentleman work out there. I'm a seventh generation from this area. In fact, my great-grandfather, the street over by the Ford dealership is named after him. So my family's been around a few years. I wanted to ask, first of all, is it true that in the recent past that the city of Lebanon tried to allocate funds to have a gun range built separate from the sheriff's gun range? That's something I heard somewhere. I just was wanting to clarify if that was true or not.
We currently have our separate gun range than the sheriff's gun range, yes.
Okay. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that it seems like there's a lot of duplicity of facilities. And my question is, I looked it up, Indiana Code 36-3-1-5.1. It governs the consolidation of a city's police department with a county sheriff's department. IPD and Marion County have successfully done that for 50 years. And with the sheriff's department just now building onto their facility, and with them running an average jail occupancy rate prior to that of 60%, and I'm sure it's much lower now, I can understand how the city of Lebanon could not move into their current facility without adding on. And my question is, it seems like there's a lot of duplicity of accommodations and of services. I asked a friend of mine that works out there, and he said they own a lot of land behind the jail. And I'm just curious, instead of building a new police station 1.1 mile away from the current sheriff facility, why you couldn't build a $5 million police station to adjoin theirs. And if you're going to say, well, it's going to slow down our response rate, being so it would be parked next to the interstate, then how about opening up another $5 million smaller satellite police station on the opposite side of town to where the police coverage would be better? And I would also assume that probably a majority of your calls for service with the police department, the police officers are not responding from the police department location where it currently is. They're probably currently out roaming around mobile somewhere. So I've just been bouncing this around my head trying to understand, why can't the city of Lebanon, instead of building a new police station to the tune of $30 to $40 million, add on to the sheriff's facility to the tune of 5 or 10, and maybe building another satellite office on the opposite side of the city to where the coverage would be better? And I just don't understand the need for a new police department when we've got the sheriff's office that's 1.1 miles away.
So a couple of things, I'll be happy to chat with you after the meeting as well, too. So you're citing a lot of Indiana code that it specifically applies to Marion County with Unigov. So, I mean, police stations and sheriff's departments are two very different functions, right? And I think that's the main crux of the issue is there's difference in command structure, there's a difference in what they're doing. Obviously, jails are primarily designed to house inmates. And also, I don't know we're getting the $5 to $6 million to build onto a building. I venture it's hard to build anything for that much these days. So I'll be happy to chat with you more after the meeting. And we can lay it all out and have those discussions, but appreciate your comments.
Well, I appreciate your diligence in this. The only thing else I can add is that I'm going to be retiring, and my house, I bought it 9 years ago in Auburn Meadows, and the assessed value has went up 90%. And I'm looking at being a retired senior citizen paying $600 a month in property taxes, and that's fine. But the thing that really got me upset is that Indiana passed a 1% cap on property taxes, except for a school, except for a library, except for a police department. And what good is a 1% cap when you're going to have 20 exceptions? I mean, to me, it's like saying I'm going to go on a 2,000 calorie diet a day, except I'm going to have the freedom to go out and eat 3 buffets a day. You know, and it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Again, have a chat with you after the meeting, sir. Yep. All right, with that, any other announcements from the board?
Nope.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion adjourned from Bill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, our next Board of Works meeting will be September 14th at 5:30 p.m. We are adjourned.